Hey everyone, it's Roxy from Prosper. I just finished writing a blog on applying for a home loan in 2020, and I thought I might also just record a short video for those of you that like to watch videos rather than read. So I'm just going to jump straight in. Applying for a loan in 2020 with coronavirus is not impossible, but it's different now. So you definitely want to be taking some steps to prepare yourself for your loan application. So one of the biggest things that banks are looking at now is bank statements. So we use bank statements to verify your income but also your living expenses. And the thing that I want to touch on today is your living expenses and general spending. So if we're giving the bank 90 days worth of bank statements of your spendings account, they can see everything. So with this in mind, you want to start to curb all unnecessary spending, things like Uber Eats and Deliveroo, or let's say you love to buy lots of shoes. I think that, I'm not saying don't buy any shoes, but I think in that period of that 90 days, reduce that. I'll just be really mindful of the decisions that you're making during that period, so that when the bank does get your bank statements, they can say, oh, this person's spending X, Y, Z consistently every month, and I'm happy to write that down as their living expenses. Another thing to mention is gambling. I think that and this is just my personal opinion, like by rule of thumb, placing a bet on Melbourne Cup, most people do it. If you're someone that likes to gamble regularly on sports bet, not a great time to be doing that. So just keep that in mind. With other unnecessary spending, I consider that to be unnecessary during this period. Buy now and pay later services. So services like Afterpay, ZipPay, Hum. These services aren't just free money, like you go to the hairdresser and they've got Afterpay, which is great, and I've used it myself. But it is like a credit application, and it is taken into consideration as one of your liabilities when you do apply for your loan. So you need to keep that in mind when you are using these services. And say you've got 5 of these different services open, how does that look to the bank if you're not paying for things up front, but you're just kind of taking credit left, right and centre? And then just the little things like, not going to Bunnings 6 times in 1 week, even though you're renovating your house. If you're doing a refinance, maybe just think about other ways of doing that in that period. Super withdrawal. So this is an interesting one. The government allowed for us to take out 10K in the last financial year and 10K in the next financial year. And this is posing a problem for those people that want to use the 10K towards their home loan deposit. This is basically just a no-go for the banks. I'm not going to go into why, but if you've taken out money from your superannuation, you've basically declared that you're financially struggling and we cannot use those funds towards a deposit for a house. If you've taken out the super, and it was a bit unclear at the beginning of who and why and how you could do it. So a lot of us did take it out, not knowing that potentially it really wasn't an option for us. So some people have put it back. Other people have not had a reduced income, but they've had reduced hours, which is still valid. You can still take money out for that. So don't be worried if you have taken out super. Just give us a call to have a chat about why, and then we can kind of talk around that. But definitely you can't be using that towards your deposit for your new house. If you're on JobKeeper, so if that's fine, you can be on JobKeeper. If you've been stood down, that's a different scenario. But if you're just on JobKeeper and you've got temporarily reduced hours, that's fine. We can still apply for a loan for you, and especially if you're going back to full-time hours in the near future. One other thing is thinking about a debt consolidation. So say you've got 5 different credit cards and they're all at $4,000, and then you've also got a small car loan. Prior to applying for your new home loan, it might be really nice for you to do debt consolidation so that you can get that loan all lumped into one smaller payment, therefore allowing you to borrow more for your new home loan. So I hope that covers off a couple of things of how to prepare yourself for your new home loan. Obviously, feel free to give us a call anytime and talk about your individual scenario. More than happy to help. I feel like it's actually a really great time to be refinancing because rates are super low. Also a good time to be buying because there's not as much competition out there. So yeah, give us a call. Any questions, feel free to PM me.